We are worthy. These days are like dragons, golden eyes, too bright and weeping like rivers flowing, and all live down deep under stone and cover, shoulders like lightning bolts, the weight almost too sharp. We want to be bigger dragons, wiser. I wore heavy shadows to keep out from under you, to keep my heart settled in a place behind the dark gates, so you wouldn't get a chance to come to grips with me and the blood spilling over wouldn't ruin your light. I've been charged with sowing the lights in the sky, so during these long and threatening nights there will be something to guide back home from the far end, the deep end, but sometimes I forget my own ends, and I can't reach where the world began again, but I hear you. If I could paint the sky a light blue one more time, I could lie on my back, content, knowing that I already have a place in the warmth, far removed from the thorns that have settled in deep, hard to reach from the ice that covered myself with since I was small and alone. There's no greater gratitude than to be reminded that I have nothing left to hide and nothing left to fear. My place has already been earned, and I'll arrive on that warm and grassy hill. I am not alone. Can I think? Do me a favor, hold me aloft. Keep a jar held beneath me to catch my brain and my blood. It's hard to be thinking with the people below and above. What can you do? What can you say? In my mind, I'm constantly coming home. The floor is a mess, but it's the one I know. My aunt tells me she's losing weight, but she doesn't know why. The doctors can't say, and I don't know what it implies. If I could go back to that moment, I'd ask her if she was losing her mind. I stare in the mirror, and she stares back, and I plead with her softly that we could go back. I want her to tell me that it'll be alright. Like when I was little. Like when I was bright. It's just me looking back, and I want to save myself. I want to save myself. Can I even save myself? I'm doing the thing that I was born to, but I can't read it. I'm deaf and I'm blind. I'm only seeing my reflection changing over time. The feeling of grief floods my brain, and I can't speak. I was staying there alone on the highest peak. I can't tell you I'm sorry because I've already forgot. I can't tell if you love me, even if you tell me a lot. I already know it, I already know it, I already know it. Sit close to me while I untangle my dreams. I want to save you. Can I save me? Infallible Writer. I've tried to be better, less stressed, but all efforts to prove useful prove to show me a few more flaws I keep in my sharp, pained back and worn knees. The sun shoots an arrow from my eye and I cry out angrily, teeth grinding as everything becomes singular, blurry, but I try to suffer quietly after. Not a peep. A god was laid in my bed beside me that drags me close, whispers softly in my hair and ear. I curse as my head is smashed against the headboard. I'm not perfect enough yet. Work harder is told to me softly at first and then louder until I can't hear and I can only see tunnel vision, the narrowest pathway like a tightrope. Got impressed with my balance for a chaotic god that knows that any rest will expose it for fraud, a false being unfit to kiss my sore and aching feet. I am wise in my company and know someone who would immediately trump such an evil being, prove to me that I'm doing the best I could hope for, knows that I'm striving every day to arrive closer and closer to their door. They'll say I've achieved perfection already, though it's not something I consider myself. For now, I offer a cloth, covered in blood. My lips are torn from nervous habits, but it'll be grinning even if it's hurting. because I adore the way the progress is made, even if I feel like an unsinkable ship sinking. Survive the poison. I only know the meaning of daffodils because I wrote it with the knowledge of dying, spilling my fears all over the script like the meaning of new beginnings is only relevant without me in it. No one caught the reference, so I really don't think it matters. I'll swagger up and down these rows, but I know I wasn't the one to plant them. I'm weeping smoke because it's all I know how to do at this point. I can't breathe or focus, which is synonymous with living, and living like this feels like I'll never be loved again. We aren't small serpents anymore, so when grief manifests physically, strike me down like lightning, and I'll hint and bother, but I won't say it because I'm fairly certain there's others better than me, and I should find it and let go also. I can socialize in an empty room filled with all sorts of different faces, and they'll love what I'm saying, but if any of them got too close, saw what was in my brain, he would push me away, tell everybody what a mess I am, and say I'm a lunatic, heretic. He gave good advice, but it's impossible to believe anyone that can't have immediate access to my rambling, cursing, scared nature could possibly care for the whole thing. And anyway, my eyes have only seen one person for as long as I can remember. So long that I would willingly poison myself rather than continue to live with the mounting guilt. The daylight freezing. I remember being younger, and this time of the year was freezing at night. But lately the nights are comfortable and the days freeze me to the bone. The sunlight holds no warmth. I try to gather it, but likely the sun knows I've sworn off into the deep end. If you were going to destroy me, you should have done it when I was younger, when nobody would have minded. During a time when my own life wasn't worth nearly as much and neither were the lives around me, they would have carried on. It's not that I believe I'm dying, but half the time it isn't living, and there are many I love that are like that now, but closer to the edge. Give me any reason to scream and thrash, hold me down and tear me, and let me push back. Let me feel the blood welling up, because that kind of wound means something. The absence and exhaustion are telling, compelling me to lie down. But I have to create, or I'm fading. Read the words and confirm I'm living. Give me a war to write about. Give me an aim to aim for. Give me a project in which I'm something. Make me your sword or anything that means I'm fighting. Sweet breeze. We soft ones played our fiddles on the high hills, recalling brothers and sisters we lost. The bright stars showing us the notes played sweetly so you may find your way back home. Paint dripping from the heavens to paint a memory brighter than our frightened voices raised in praise of our dearests. Lately the smell of blood has made waking and dreaming mixed together, and if I shouldn't arise again, know I sleep in the garden way, along the forest paths and the low aviaries, resting in your hair and the air you breathe. The sunshine makes sleeping easy, but the rain makes sleeping breezy, and I'm singing the brighter ways to keep us in sight of the softer sight of the river that spewls like thread out to the sea, where we see the far side and we wonder too briefly where the breeze may take us, flying or swimming.